Capricorn, how you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading. We're going to be going into your chakras, your tarot, and also your aura for this week here. I have done a collective reading on the heart chakra and the sacrum because there is changing energies around us, which I've been going on about for the last sort of 2 or 3 months. So you'll find that on at the end of this reading, tagged above me at some point. I'll also be doing the collective 3-monthly equinox reading this week, and also your individual 3-monthly reading next week on Wednesday. So you're going to want to subscribe and click that bell. It'd be lovely to have you here, and thank you very much for the support for this channel. So without further ado, let's just get straight in here. Let's just connect to Capricorn and your chakras. Here we go on your root chakra here. Things seem to be tying up this week. Things seems to be falling into place for you. It's been a long time coming, I know. And there is moments when everything seems to fall in place, then sort of like just opens up. And I think that has to do with the Pluto aspect, because Pluto has been in our sign. It is going out, and that recurring sort of whipping sort of aspect of Pluto as is fast, it's getting faster. So things may look all in place in the morning, and by the afternoon it'd be kind of going, oh no, there's loads of things still to sort out. That sort of thing. But it's getting easier. It's no doubt about it. It is getting easier. And then we can see this in your root chakra. Things are really starting to fall into place once and for all for you. Let's just see what's going on in your sacrum. So your sacrum is well charged. It's well balanced as well, but it's opening up. It seems to be a case where you're putting yourself forward, realizing your strengths basically, in regards to getting your essential goals, which are, or essential desires, which are not the same thing as heart's desires. Essential desires is, say, like on the simple aspect, I am hungry. Your heart's desire is, what shall I eat? That sort of thing. So within your sacrum here, it's really opening up and allowing your ego to come forth. Now, an ego is not a bad thing. It's only an ego if you want to sort of, walk on people to be higher yourself, just to be higher. That is a bad sense of the ego. But the ego is also a good thing, as a kind of saying, this is what I would like in life. And if I do get it, then it's going to make my life better. It's going to make everybody else's life better around me. And if you start from that premise, you're going to make, your ego is going to be a real force for you going forward. And it's almost as if like you're bringing in a lot of attention in a way because you do that. Because people are going to be turning around kind of saying, Capricorn knows where they're going, man. They've got it. And they, I think I've said to you this before. It's like people will be looking at you sort of kind of going, Capricorn, oh yeah, they're not really going anywhere. They're still trying. They're getting through, you know what I mean? And then they look away and then they look back and they're kind of, where did Capricorn go? My word, look at them. They're right out there. How do they get there? Just if you've got a Capricorn on you and they're born under the sign of a rat as well, I would really keep an eye on them because they're going to take off. Really going to take off. But anyway, it's for Capricorn, it's really starting to put yourself at the center of your heart's or your essential desires in life. Let's just see how it's going on in your solar plexus. Okay, so next week, it's going to be a busy week. You're going to be on the case. You're going to be very active in many different areas. It's going to make you very fiery, but not in the fiery as in sense. Fire is as in like a locomotive that you've got a lot of head of steam up and you're really rocking it. That's how your solar plexus is really pushing it. It's really nice. And yeah, it's very much on the moment, dealing with things as they come and they go. Let's just see what's going on in your heart, because it does appear to be feeding that heart sort of scenario. Yeah, it seems like you're really focused on your goals. There is a bit of love in there somewhere as well. I say it's a little bit of love in there somewhere. There's a difference here. There's personal love, sort of like love relationships, is like one petal. It's like a feather that comes out and tickles the other feather of the other person that you're getting involved with, which is really nice. But there is also where the other petals are dovetailing at the moment and pushing in one direction. And that seems to be that dovetailing of those other feathers that gives a smooth finish. It's covering this one little petal that is sticking out, that's looking for that love, as it were. So yeah, I think you've got it going on, Capricorn, in all different areas this week. Yeah, it's and it does seem to be a case of things really going. Oh my word, it's working! Wow. After all these years with Pluto. Let's just see what's going on with your crown chakra. There is movement in the crown chakra now. I think when things do kick into place, I think it's going to be more next week. As it kicks into place, there is this, and it does it on a regular basis. The consciousness invades the rest of the body, the energy body, on a regular basis. So you get this rhythmical sort of fashion going on. So we take conscious steps forward. And it's building up to that. I don't think it's this week. I think it's the following week. Might even be the third week. We'll see that much more in your equinox reading as well. But it's very solid, and it doesn't look... For some of you, it's going to burst, that consciousness, and rather than overflow. So it might just kind of be a real eureka moment. But for a lot of people, I think it's going to be more of a conscious or continual flow into the rest. So there's a real transition from one stage to another. Depends on what you're doing in your life and how you're living your life, really. Let's have a look at your your aura and what's going on there. So let's just see here. Okay, there's something that needs to be. There's something, and I think this is where the connecting part of the root chakra is all about. There's something coming in from the outside world, and a lot of signs have had this. This could well be an exterior tower moment as well. But it's something that needs to be dealt with, and it's a bit of kind of going, oh, blimey. Yeah, I've got to deal with that. And you've got to deal with it. And once you do deal with it, it's done and dusted. That's what I was sort of saying about getting things finally done and dusted and out of the way. You know, and I think that's at the beginning of the week. There is a sharp realization in the middle of the week. This could be that eureka moment. But for the majority of you, I think it's going to be a transition from one phase to another in your life, where you're starting to sort of saying, here is the crest of the hill. And after that, that's it. Okay, we're off. Sort of scenario. And that's what it's going in. And there is a lot of protection upon you at the moment. As long as you keep following your essential desires, your essential sort of thing. Let's just see whether the flow sort of going down there. So there is, the general flow is coming outward from within you. So you're projecting a lot at the moment, projecting into life, and you should project forward your ideals, your desire, your wants, and that sort of thing. Just literally just throw them out there, project them out there into the world. And I think it's going to be a good thing for you. I can't see anything really untoward, because this is a general reading. I can see that within individuals' auras when I do my own, when I do people's readings and etc. on an individual basis. But on a collective basis, it's difficult to see it. Sometimes there is a collective grinding of the gears. But in general, for you, it's actually really, really nice. So let's go on to your chakra, your tower moment. Yeah, your tower moment. Your tarot moment. I was thinking of a tower. I'm getting all my words mixed up. Let's take 2 seconds out and start again, shall we? So we're getting onto your tarot moment, which there could be a tower in there. And I think this is a collective tower that comes from outside as we go into the new paradigm, go into this new logic. And I think there's something brewing up within the world around us, and it is going to be a bit of a mind-blowing sort of scenario. Let's just see what your overall energy is for this week. Healthy boundaries. Yeah, I think this is all about sort of putting you at center stage. That's what it's all about. You know, that healthy boundary there is setting you up for that happiness after difficulty scenario, basically. So that's the overall energy that's sort of flowing through you at the moment. Let's just see what's going on on your relationship side. It's walking. This is what you've got to walk away from something that's just causing you headaches. It's within your relationships around you. It may be something that's been, you know, kept coming back round, as it were. You know, it's just not giving you the best of, you know, it's not allowing you to live your life to the full extent, in a way, simply because, you know, you're engaged in a sort of scenario that doesn't help that the other person as much as it doesn't help you. There's no winner and loser in this scenario. It's just a case of if it's, you know, if you continually you know, confronted with headache moments within your relationships, and this could be your family, your friends, your partner, you know, any aspect of your relationships at the moment, you've got to understand that sometimes it's just a good idea to walk away from it. Yeah, because the universe is sort of saying, I think this is what that feather's coming out. The universe is sort of saying, you got to play smart here. You've got to realize to cut your losses in a way. That's what it seems like here, and that could be the thing that you got to deal with at the beginning of the week. What did I say about, you know, happiness after difficulty? This is what I was sort of saying here. So you got the 9 of Wands there, which is that sort of barrier which you can see on the 10 of Cups there. And this is what your guides are bringing through you at the moment. They're bringing through that sort of notion of kind of saying, yes, there's a few things that need to get sorted. Once you get them sorted, you're on happy streak. You know, and this is it. It's a real flip from one to the other. This is the beginning of the week, I think, where you got to play smart. And play smart is just realizing that sometimes it's better to cut your losses, to walk away. And as you do, that difficult moment is over and you're walking towards happiness again. And I think this happiness has to do with you, and how it shines in you. You know, if you look at this King of Cups, you know, he's got his fish, so it's a Pisces sort of card and that. He's also got a fish at the base, so that's financial success. A lot of work underground with the starfish as well. But that little pendant that he's got is not in his heart, it's right down below. And I think this is how you're connecting your solar plexus and also your sacrum to your heart's desires, so it becomes much more of a smoother journey for you across life, basically. So you don't have to make it difficult for you. Okay, so financial side of life. This is your karmic side of life. This is your material side of life. There's offerings coming in for you. You know, usually you'd say it was offerings of love, but I actually believe it's offerings of a job or a project or a business where you're just kind of going, this is exactly what I want to do. And someone might be offering you this sort of scenario. So it's going to be, not only is it going to be a good offering coming in for you financially and career-wise, but it's also going to be, yes, I love this sort of scenario for you. It's connecting with a lot of people around you. So it is a bit of socializing going on. And this is possibly where you're bringing in a lot of attention towards you in a way. The universe wants you to connect it to a larger field within your business or within your job. It start pushing it out there, getting involved, connecting things. You know, because the Hermit. So the Hermit is it's bringing forward your desires, your heart's desires. The Hermit is they've gone through a staircase that has gone all around the mountains, and when they get to the top, it's like the dark night of the soul in a way. Sometimes it's very lonely on that mountain, and you've been on that mountain for some time, all on your own, Capricorn. And you're getting to a stage now where you realize this, and you've realized the difficulties that you've been through, and you realize how it can help you and the business and the projects that are around you to start expressing that, allowing that to come out in your material side of life. Excuse me a second, I've just dropped all my cards. Well, there you go. How's that? See, wonders of technology. Right, so I've got all the cards back. There's way too many to even contemplate, trying to sort of give them some sort of sense. There's practically half the pack there that went shooting out of my hands. So yeah, I think it's a case of expressing what you've been through and how you can apply that in your business sense. It's going to give you a lot of kudos, I think, in your new avenues. There's something definitely new coming through for you here. And it's that glow up moment, that 6 of Wands. As I said, I think you're bringing a lot of attention to you at the moment. When you deal with that thing at the beginning of the week, once you deal with that at the beginning of the week, all of a sudden it's going to open up doors for this recognition for how the work you have and the work you've done on you. That's the thing within your workspace. And it's going to really project you in this new avenue that's coming up for you. Let's just see what's going on at the end of the week. That card doesn't want to come out. This one does. It's bringing that past to the field. It could well be a case of, do you know what? I've been wanting to do this for years. I've been wanting to do this project for years, and now it's coming back up onto the surface. And as it comes back up on, it's going to bring out the old you in you. As you get this glow up moment almost within your workspace, it's gonna bring out the old you, the good sides of the old you. You know what I mean? We've all got good and bad in us, and we've all got good and bad in our past. But this is taking the golden nuggets of your life, basically. So we've got the 6 of Wands again. I just wanted to see what's coming out of this thing that's coming forward. It's standing up and being recognized, and that's also within your relationship side. It's bringing in a lot of attention to you. You've got that right. This is it. You've won that sort of wreath that you can see there on this card here. You've won that wreath. You haven't just stolen it. You haven't just, you've really won it. And you've got this rightful place, not only within your relationship, but also within your sort of financial sort of life as well. With the King of Swords, you've got that rightful place out of the judgment of who you are and what you've been. You're going to be sitting in a real sense of position of power in a way. And Ace of Wands, do you know, I thought the Ace of Swords were going to come out, but it is the Ace of Wands that came out. And all of a sudden, this passion that's going to build up through you is going to kind of say, do you know what? Now I can do this. I can now open up all those other ideas that are coming in from the past of what you want to be doing over a long period of time. And as it does open up, it's going to allow those passions, those memories come to the surface, kind of going, I can put that in place. I can put that in place. It's a really good sort of thing. It's like someone, if you're doing a business and you're trying to get forward in your business, and what you need is like a business angel or an investor, and they just turn up, and all of a sudden everything seems to become possible, and everything from the past will come to the fore that will make it very vibrant, very passionate about going forward for you, Capricorn. Absolutely lovely reading. A real pivotal week for you, I think. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out on your equinox reading as well for the spring period in the Northern Hemisphere, the autumn period in the Southern Hemisphere. Thank you very much for being with us here. I do appreciate your support by subscribing and clicking that bell. Obviously liking, sharing, and even commenting. Tell us how it's going on in your life as well. It'd be absolutely brilliant to hear from you. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.